An independent journalist named Mandeep Punia was grabbed by the Delhi police at the Singhu farmers' protest site and detained on January 31st. Why? Because he posted a video which established a connection between the violent mob attacking protesting farmers with the Delhi police and BJP. That video went viral.
जिन लोगों ने वो हमला किया है वो लोग, उन लोगों की जो आइडेंटिटी है वो भी सामने आ गई है और साथ में दिल्ली पुलिस का रोल भी मैं आपको दिखाऊंगा और साथ में जो मीडिया ने आज रिपोर्ट किया अखबारों में वो भी मैं आपको बताऊंगा.
Mandeep was grabbed by the police and beaten at the protest site, then shoved into a vehicle and beaten some more. Then he was taken to a police station and beaten again. But while he was in the cell, something strange happened. This is what he said.
मुझे वजीराबाद के से पार कोई थाना था पुराना सा, उसमें ले जाया गया. तो उसमें वो पहले तो मुझे पीटते रहे थाने में भी और मुझे डराते रहे कि तुम्हारे ऊपर ये धाराएं लगाएंगे, वो धाराएं लगाएंगे. फिर एक पुलिस वाला आता है, वो कहता है कि हमारी तो वीडियो वायरल हो गई है इसको उठाते हुए की. तो फिर उसके बाद वहाँ पर एक पंखा था, वो मेरी जैकेट उतरवा दी, वो पंखा चलाया और मुझे बिना जैकेट के बैठा दिया और उसके बाद वो बाहर चले गए. आधे घंटे के बाद वो आते हैं और वो उन्होंने फिर एक दो थप्पड़ वगैरह मारे और मुझे उठा के और फिर मेरा रात के 2 बजे मेडिकल करवाने के लिए अम्बेडकर एक अस्पताल है वहां लेकर गए.
He says a policeman came in and told the other officers that a video of them picking him up at the protest site had gone viral. The video he was referring to was this one. This whole incident shows 2 things. Number 1, the state will do everything it can to suppress information that shows it in bad light and people who bring out such information. And number 2, the internet has the enormous power to amplify this information and hold the state accountable. Think about it. What if that second video of Mandeep getting picked up hadn't been posted and not gone viral? What if that policeman hadn't entered the cell to tell the others about it? What would have happened to Mandeep then? So today, let's talk about the government's one-shot solution to shut down the flow of information. Let's talk about the kill switch called internet shutdowns, how it is used to crush dissent and in the process is a direct assault on citizen rights. On January 26, the Ministry of Home Affairs ordered the temporary suspension of internet services in parts of the National Capital Region. The internet was suspended in Delhi's Singhu, Ghazipur, Tikri, Mukarba Chowk, Nangloi and other areas. These are places where farmers have gathered to protest against the 3 contentious farm laws. The next day, on 27th, internet was suspended in Jhajjar, Sonipat and Palwal districts of Haryana. This was after news came in that farmers from Haryana were mobilizing and on their way to the capital. On 29th, the shutdown was expanded to 17 out of 22 districts of Haryana, so the kill switch was used on almost the entire state. Remember this infamous Rihanna tweet which caused the government, Bollywood, cricketers and Sunil Shetty to lose their minds? Yeah. Notice there is a CNN article she has shared. The article was talking about precisely what I just told you, that the internet has been shut down in most of Haryana. One of the big reasons why this tweet got such a sharp response from the establishment is because India has already been facing a lot of flack internationally for using the internet shutdown kill switch at the drop of a hat. Haryana is the latest one, but wait till you hear about Kashmir. A complete telecommunications blackout was imposed in Kashmir on 4th of August 2019, a day before the abrogation of Article 370. That continued for 5 months till January. Then from January 24th, 2020, 2G services were resumed in the state to access certain whitelisted websites, which did not have any social media websites. Fellow internet nerds from Kashmir were trying to use VPN to bypass this restriction. So next month, in February, the government started imposing the UAPA on the use of VPN. Yep, the same draconian law on which I have done a video before. It seems to pop up everywhere, no? Then in March, the government eased restrictions to accommodate certain social media platforms. And finally, on 5th of February 2021, a week before shooting this video, the government has allowed 4G network services to resume in the state. Just think about it. For 18 months, the government was literally clamping down on the ability of citizens from Kashmir to share and receive information. During this period, journalists had to travel to dedicated media facilitation centers in Srinagar to send out their stories. Think about the number of stories that got lost in this process. All we could hear was government and their friendly media telling us,
सब चंगा सी।
the internet shutdown is like Modi ji sailing on Dal Lake and waving about to nobody because the lake was closed. The internet shutdown is like Modi ji waving in a tunnel. Again, who is he waving to exactly? The internet shutdown is about Modi ji tweeting and appealing for peace in Assam, but the internet was blocked in that state when he did it. Information is neither going in nor coming out. It's only Modi ji waving about. Hashtag poetry. Here's the thing. India now has the notorious reputation for using the kill switch. Just look at this glorious graphic. In 2018 alone, India saw the kill switch being used 134 times. Our neighbors, Pakistan and Bangladesh, did it 12 and 5 times. According to internetshutdowns.in, there have been more than 400 internet shutdowns in the last 4 years alone. And it's happening across the country, regardless of which party is in power. We need to ask some questions. Why do governments, both center and state, do this? I mean, what is the logic behind using the internet shutdown kill switch? The reasons given for these shutdowns are sometimes proactive, like prevention of the spread of misinformation, trying to avoid organized violence in an area, and preventing communal tensions. And other times, it's more reactive, like trying to prevent information flow during a protest or a large gathering. The logic here is that it would prevent passions from escalating and people getting passionately violent. Does it though? Well, according to one study, internet shutdowns might have the opposite effect and actually cause more violence. The 2019 study from Stanford points out that using the internet kill switch contributes to a shift from peaceful, orderly protest to disorganized, chaotic unrest. It does make sense, doesn't it? Think about it. When the internet is shut down during a protest, not only is the government preventing information from going out, it is also preventing information from going in. And what happens due to a lack of information? Rumor mongering. Your neighborhood auntie is suspicious of your friend visiting the house because she doesn't have information about who your friend is, what you two are doing inside the house, and whether your parents approve of such activities. So she assumes the worst and tells other people in the society. So they assume the worst as well. And that's how you have become the unsanskari person in that society. Yes. Internet shutdowns have the same effect. If angry mobs are not directed constantly with information that they need to be peaceful, that the protest is going as planned, that there shouldn't be any violence, then the angry mob assumes the worst and does the worst. Even the government can't communicate effectively with the protesters, let alone the organizers. The soothing words of our Adaraniya Prime Minister telling protesters to be calm and trust him don't reach them because of internet shutdowns. They can't read his tweets appealing for peace and about how great we are doing as a country because of internet shutdowns. I mean, it's kind of funny, but after that Rihanna tweet, all these top celebs ended up tweeting in favor of the government. But the internet was shut down in Haryana and protest sites around Delhi, so they couldn't read those soothing words. Fans of Sachin, Akshay Kumar and Sunil Shetty. Wait, that doesn't sound right. Anyway, they were deprived of the utterances of these great personalities. Sad. Very sad. What is sadder is that the internet kill switch also affects the one thing development crazy New India loves the most. Profits, money, economy, GDP growth. A report found that 16,315 hours of internet downtime between 2012 and 2017 has cost the Indian economy $3.04 billion. That's more than 20,000 crore rupees. That's literally the same amount of money the government infused in the entire MSME sector as a part of the special Atmanirbhar COVID package. The average cost of using the kill switch comes to 2 crore per hour. The Kashmir Chamber of Commerce and Industry has stated that the loss in the state is more than 17,800 crore rupees. The report also estimated that more than 5 lakh people lost their jobs in the valley in the same period. And some of it was directly related to internet shutdowns. In a report from 2016, Deloitte calculated that internet shutdowns could result in a loss of at least 0.4% and at the most 1.9% of any country's daily GDP. Crazy stuff, isn't it? Who would have thought that internet shutting down could cause actual losses to the economy? Certainly not our government. Certainly not. The reason they might not have thought about it might be a certain lack of education on their part. You know, a lack of information. And what's funny is that they are making sure that by using the kill switch, students today aren't able to get some education either. If you are a parent or know any school-going young folk, you must have noticed how kids were hunched over their laptops and phones pretending to attend virtual classes during the pandemic lockdown. During this period, the internet played a fundamental role in providing education to kids. So while the government happily uses the kill switch, a whole host of kids miss out on their classes. Just imagine what happened in Kashmir again. During the entire pandemic, the internet was throttled in the entire state. Since low 2G speeds make it hard to conduct virtual classes, the only option left for teachers was to pre-record videos and upload them on the internet. A 10-minute video took around 3 to 4 hours to upload, and then downloading it took a few more hours. So an entire day was spent sending a 10-minute video. They were forced to go back to the dial-up days. 90s kids will remember. Apart from economy and education, the kill switch inflicts some mental and physical toll on people too. Internet shutdowns led to a disruption of e-pharmacies. Insurances could not be availed by injured protesters, and testing laboratories became defunct as most patient information repositories, documentations, and records are maintained on online servers. Entire hospital data networks broke down and caused massive disruptions, sometimes leading to loss of life. Speaking of loss of life, notice how I have been using the word kill switch for the internet shutdowns all this while? Yeah, let's talk about the people who flip the switch. Internet shutdowns in India are primarily controlled through the following laws. Number 1, Section 69A of the Information Technology Act of 2008. This allows the government to block specific websites and pages in the interest of the sovereignty and integrity of India and the security of the state. Number 2, Section 144 of the CRPC. This gives the magistrate the power to issue directions to block the internet in certain areas for maintaining public order. Section 144 is also the law which is used to prevent large number of people from gathering in a place. But that's a whole different story. What you need to understand here is that these two laws are arbitrarily applied without any checks and balances and without any real logic behind it. If the government feels like it, the internet is shut down, and private companies have to obey these kill switch orders. You pay for the internet, but they are allowed to shut it down. Look, I can give you hundreds of examples of how lack of access to the internet can lead to a direct effect on citizen lives. We can be here all day talking about this. Information is power. It truly is. By shutting down the internet, the government, both center and state, want to take away that power from the citizens. From West Bengal to Delhi to Rajasthan to Tamil Nadu to Kashmir, all governments use the kill switch. That's the plain and simple truth. It doesn't matter what side of the political spectrum you're on, which politician you like or dislike, because when the internet is shut down, it is shut down for everyone. Boomer uncles can't send their WhatsApp forwards about the greatness of Adarniya Modi ji anymore. Students can't attend classes with their parents watching over their shoulders anymore. Doctors can't look up patient information. Governments can't talk to their citizens anymore. And journalists can't send information to their newsrooms anymore. Look at us, News Laundry. We are a digital independent media house that is dependent on the internet to do our jobs, to get you information that is relevant to your life. That's what our reporters have been doing, from Kashmir to the Delhi riots to even farmers' protest. Oh, and another thing, we are also dependent on you, the subscribers. So pay to keep news free. You see, internet shutdowns create an information black hole that can literally kill people, their businesses, and their livelihoods. The only people it benefits are the people in power, because using the kill switch ensures they have all the information and therefore all the power. सरफरोशी की तमन्ना अब हमारे दिल में है. Oh wait, wrong video. Buy this candle which you can't handle. Yes, we have cool new merch now. Please buy it. Because pay to keep news free. And we have other merch also for you to check out. We have a mug. We have this candle which you can use in Valentine's Day to tell your neighborhood auntie that you don't care about her anymore. Call people over. Yes, without your parents' permission. Use this candle. Make it super romantic. Also, maybe be my Valentine. If this video releases before Valentine's Day, then this year. If not, next year. But buy this candle. Thank you for your support.